Aloha, good afternoon. It's almost 2, I think. I think. 1:29. 1:29 on a Thursday afternoon. First day back to work after a 1-week respite, let's call it. Yeah, my vacation time was all maxed out, and I was feeling kind of worn out, so decided I would take a week off. At first I was just going to hang out around the house and do a bunch of chores, but then I got the idea that, you know, my mom is turning 90 years old. It'd be a good idea to fly up to New York and surprise her, because I've never done that. I've never traveled to see my mom for her birthday. I mean, I've made it part of a trip where we, you know, make a detour and visit mom for her birthday, and then, but I've never specifically gone from Hawaii back to New York, the East Coast, for my mom's birthday, which is kind of sad. But I checked on the air flight, and I could get round trip for under 500, and I checked on a rent-a-car, and I get a rent-a-car for a week for under 300, and decided to pull the trigger. And last week, Wednesday, we flew to New York. Now that trip from Hawaii to New York is the longest domestic flight in the United States. It's over 7,000 miles. It's when the weather's good, it's a little over 9 hours, which it was when we flew to New York. But when the weather's bad, it can be over 12 hours. Coming back, it was 10 hours and 31 minutes, I think. And going to New York, it was 9 hours and 28 minutes. And that all has to do with the jet stream, how powerful things are. So we got to visit my sister, hang out with her family, and go visit my mom, who's now in an adult care home. Celebrate her 90th birthday, which is a pretty big event. There's a lot of people there. And then I went up to Connecticut and visited my nephew. I have a younger brother that passed away, so now he doesn't have a dad anymore. I get to try to fill in, but he's got a stepdad that does all right. But yeah, it was a good trip. The temperature was between 30 and 40 degrees the whole time, so having lived in New York, to me, I can handle that. It has to go below 10, and then I just won't go out. But with a coat, 30 to 40 is not bad. The weather was kind of like it is here in Hawaii right now, kind of gray. The skies were gray. It was a little misty every now and then. Every now and then, the sun would come out. But yeah, that's what we've been doing the last week. We started work today at 5 o'clock. Did the big box transfer from Kailua to its off-site warehouse, and then we picked up an empty and brought that into the shipping terminal. That was our first 2 runs. We then picked up an LTL from the shipping terminal here and took that back to our terminal and put it on dock 11. At which point we picked up a 20-foot platform that had some stuff going to Molokai and took that over to the Inner Island shipping terminal. We then went to, after we dropped off that platform, we picked up the first of 2 empty 20-foot containers that are going to be brought back to our terminal, loaded up, and then shipped to one of our neighbor islands. And after we dumped those 2 empty 20s in the Yarrow, we bobtailed back to the inter-island shipping terminal, picked up an empty 20-foot container, took that out to a mattress company in Waipahu, put it on their dock. The Pearl City Courthouse and picked up our driver history, which has to be turned in every year at the beginning of the year. And then we ran over to the Navy Supply Distribution Center and picked up that empty 45-foot container, which we just had stripped off. Now we're going to park the empty chassis. It's been a pretty normal day, I guess. This rain just started in the last hour or so. It's been gray all day, but the rain held off until maybe a half hour, 45 minutes ago. So now we got a little mist in the air. Of course, the big ship of the week is in. It's Thursday. My guess is we're going to drop this chassis, and then dispatch more than likely has a few LTLs to be picked up and brought back to our terminal. That might be the last one of the day, is that LTL. Decks were being lifted right in front of us here. And then we'll check in with dispatch. That's it. It's 3:13. We can shut it all down. There we go. So a good first day back. We got here at 5 this morning. We did 9 container movements. I feel like we got a lot done for first day back. When you fly home from New York, because of the time change, you get tired early in the evenings and you wake up real early. I woke up at 2:30 this morning. ready to go to work. Stayed in bed until like 4 and finally got up. No, stayed in bed until 3 and finally got up. But we'll be out of here by 3:30 today. We drove 94 miles. Pretty basic day. Still raining outside. If you can see that there. Weatherman says it was supposed to rain this weekend, so I'm wondering if the rain's coming early. I just checked with setup. They got me scheduled for the big box tomorrow, but it'll be the one in Ala instead of the one in Kailua like we did today. So again, we'll start at 5. Gonna head on home. Looking forward to making some fish. I haven't had fish in a week. Usually I have it twice a week. So we'll make a salad, some rice and fish. Real easy dinner. Just gotta get all the paperwork sorted out and collated and never ends. Lots of paperwork. So normally I don't go anywhere without my wife, but she wasn't too keen on the idea of going to New York in the middle of winter. She's not a big fan of New York and its toll bridges. She feels that's a real money grab. So I was able to do some things that I probably wouldn't have been able to do if she had come along. My sister lives in Long Beach, and their claim to fame is their boardwalk. And Hurricane Sandy completely wiped out the boardwalk. And then it's since been rebuilt. And ever since it's been rebuilt, I've always wanted to get a bicycle and ride the entire length. I think it's like 2.5 miles long. So I was able to do that. Was able to visit Mom for her birthday. That was a big accomplishment, I think. Was able to go see my cousin up in Connecticut. And the other thing that was kind of fun is that this was the first time I was able to take advantage of the train to the plane. That was being built when I left New York. I've been in Hawaii 37 years. So they were working on it when I left. Finally the first time I've ever gotten a ride on it. I don't know how long it's been in operation, but you get off the plane, you go downstairs, you get on the train, you take the train out to like the cargo facility part of JFK, and they have the rent-a-car plaza, and all the rent-a-cars are there. Get your rent-a-car, and now you're already out away from the airport a little bit, so makes it real easy to get onto the highways. So that was cool. A little bit different. Weather-wise, it's cold, gloomy. I think we had sun maybe 2 days, and then it wasn't even a full day of sun. It was like 3 or 4 hours. Okay, paperwork. That. One more thing. BBI. Truck is running good. We adjusted the brakes today a little bit. Seems like the left front was pulling a little harder than the right. And so what we did is instead of trying to keep them balanced, we intentionally made the left front brake a little, like one turn looser than the right. And now I just hauled a max weight load 20-foot container, and in the rain hit the brakes, and it's still just a hair to the left, but way better. So that worked out. What's the mileage? 306,117. 1st of February. Tomorrow's Groundhog Day. Alright, that's it. That's it for the first day back to work. Thanks for watching today. Aloha. Aloha from New York. So I decided to come visit my mom for her 90th birthday. She lives here in Long Beach, New York. Long Beach Elementary. So my niece and nephew went to school. They're all grown up now. That's the family dog. It's like 36 degrees right now. So. So this is what we've been doing for the last week, just hanging out with the dogs and hanging out with the family. Should be headed back to Hawaii in a couple of days. But it's been fun to get to visit family. I call it my guilty pleasure. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but it came about. It worked out really well. So we're here in New York in the winter, and it's trying to get blue skies. They say it might clear up a little bit this afternoon. We'll see. It's a job that a lot of companies on the island don't want to figure out how to keep here.
Keep that little boy here.
After a week of me coming and visit you every day, you might be tired of it. He's wearing me out. Yeah, we have what is called open trucking, which means always wanted to do this. Then Hurricane Sandy came along and completely wiped out this boardwalk. So this is a brand new boardwalk. It's not the original. And then whenever I would come to visit my sister, my wife doesn't bicycle. And before I moved to Hawaii, I was a bicycle messenger here in New York. So this was my life. This is kind of fun, even though it's like 34 degrees and the wind's blowing like 15 miles an hour, so it's freezing, but still it's fun. See all the ships waiting to go into New York Harbor over there. I even saw surfers out there. I don't know how they can handle that. This place gets pretty busy during the summer. Between the surfing here on the right and then on the left, there's a lot of beach volleyball courts. It's hard to even make them out in the winter though. So we're going to ride it to the end, and then we're going to cross over the island and ride back on the bay side. At least that's the plan. So we made it to the end. I think the boardwalk's about 2.5 miles long. There's a little surf out there. Gonna have to ask my brother-in-law how long it was before Sandy destroyed it all, because you can see kind of some of the carnage there. But we're going to cross over the island now and go to the bayside. Here's my ride.